Ducks Unlimited Television is presented by Drake Waterfowl Systems, innovators in waterfowl hunting in association with Mossberg Firearms. Built rugged, proudly American.
Today's story, like most DUTV assignments, is all about conservation-based relationships. In this instance, we celebrate the new partnership between Ducks Unlimited and Mossy Oak, the official camouflage of Ducks Unlimited. Part 1 features Bill Sugg, the president of Mossy Oak Camouflage, DU's Ashley Ward, and me at Beau Prestige's Wildlife Incorporated, just outside Greenwood, Mississippi. Good times and great fellowship, next on DUTV. I was thrilled whenever I got the call to come here to Mississippi and hunt with Ashley Ward from Ducks Unlimited's Youth and Education Department, as well as Mossy Oak's president, Mr. Bill Sugg. I was just so excited to get to share a blind with someone who could understand my appreciation for women in the outdoors and just how much that had meant in my life. First morning started off bright and early. We got set up next to this old catfish pond, and it was really foggy, so it was difficult to see the birds coming in, but we could hear them, so we knew that there were definitely birds in the area. All right.
There you go. That's a pretty widgeon.
Thank you.
That's
Thanks,
a great
pretty
shot.
girl.
He was out there.
He was.
That was a
I
poke.
was surprised.
That was a poke.
Thanks.
That was a great shot.
Thank you.
Got you some exercise. Let you get warmed up. Good.
Thank you, sweet girl.
Maybe if this fog will lift, we can do this a couple more times. Or 10.
Good shot, Ash. Good shot, man. I didn't even get my finger on the trigger. It's okay. Great shot.
Thank you.
I started competitive shooting in the 8th grade and still do it. I was one of the first girls in Mississippi to make it to nationals.
Ashley, she reached out and touched one out on the far side of the hole, made an outstanding shot.
Before I could even get my gun up, she had already shot the bird and it had landed on the water. She's definitely a sharp shooter.
You know, some people think that, oh, you're a girl, can you even hold a gun? I can't.
And I'll tell you, both those girls can flat shoot. You can tell BB appreciates y'all's marksmanship. She still does. She's paying way more attention to the ducks
That's right.
than anybody else. Yeah.
It
It was a good morning.
It
Fun.
really was.
Y'all shot well. It's a little
was.
foggy,
Thank
but
you.
they still decoyed well. We get to do it again. That's the good news.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Let's go get some of Miss Minnie's breakfast.
Yeah, we're ready for that.
It was a good hunt. We had a great time. We ended up with a mixed bag of ducks. We all got to kind of spend some time visiting and get to know each other a little bit better.
Ducks Unlimited Television, presented by Drake Waterfowl Systems, innovators in waterfowl hunting, is also brought to you by Mossy Oak Shadow Grass Blades and Ducks Unlimited's Rescue Our Wetlands campaign, banding together for waterfowl.
Well, day 2 was a little bit different story. We had actually tried to set up in a new spot because the weather we heard was going to move in later that day, but when we woke up, we actually realized that it came through in the night. We knew that our bird strategy was going to be a little bit difficult. One of the things that I loved most about this trip was just the fact that I really got to take time to get to know Ashley. We both share a great relationship with our fathers.
Our dads always took us out in the field and never left us at home, which was really neat.
I think we would both agree in saying that that's made all the difference in our lives. So oftentimes I feel like people think that these hunting trips are just a guy's things. I think Ashley and I would both stand here to tell you, dads, don't count your daughters out. They can also enjoy the outdoors and have a passion for it as well. We set up in some flooded timber and really just ended up having a great time visiting with one another. And we did watch some birds work, but they were a little outside of our decoys. Day 3, we woke up and the temperature had dropped. We were all so excited to head out and try out another new spot, and it looked like it was going to be a promising day.
Good shooting, girl.
Thank you. All right.
What I'm talking
All
about.
right.
Good shot.
Good shot.
Got it.
Shooting, girl.
Got it.
To me, the highlight of these 3 days of hunting was getting to know both Ansley and Ashley. Fine young ladies. They represent Ducks Unlimited really well in all they do. It was a real pleasure to hear their stories and how they were raised, and that'll be the special memory that I'll take away from this. And hopefully our paths will cross again now that we're working closely with Ducks Unlimited, both on producing the show as well as becoming the official camouflage of Ducks Unlimited. So I look forward to that.
Well, it was a great weekend spent with Ashley from Ducks Unlimited and Mr. Bill with Mossy Oak and our guide Billy. With the weather conditions the way that they were, it couldn't have gone more perfectly. I mean, it was just a great weekend for all of us to gather together as friends and people who love and appreciate the outdoors and just celebrate our tradition of hunting.
Perhaps no industry gives as much to conservation as the companies that manufacture and sell outdoor merchandise. Maybe it's because most of them are hunters and anglers themselves, but leaders in the outdoor industry continue to make positive impacts on our wildlife and their habitats. Ducks Unlimited's corporate partner program provides opportunities for outdoor brands to join our mission and to share our conservation message with millions of people. Over the past 3 decades, companies in this program have generated more than $100 million for DU's conservation work. DU's corporate sponsors, product licensees, and promotional partners realize the value of conservation to the future of their businesses. They also recognize the value of associating their company with the powerful Ducks Unlimited brand. So next time you're shopping for outdoor gear, clothing, or other merchandise, look for products with the duck head. They're everywhere these days. When you buy these products, you'll be helping Ducks Unlimited secure the future of waterfowl and their habitats for generations.
DU Insights is brought to you by Mossy Oak Properties. Find your favorite place at mossyoakproperties.com. DUTV is powered by Mossberg Built Rugged, Proudly American, Mossy Oak Properties, America's land specialist, and Purina Pro Plan, nutrition that performs.
I was so excited whenever I found out that I was getting to come to Mississippi to hunt with Mr. Toxie Hayes and his boys Neil and Daniel, and then John Paul with Bass Pro, as well as Mr. Dale Hall with DU. It was quite the lineup for me to get to share a blind with and some flooded timber, so I was super, super excited about it.
Everything here is about family, and you could just feel it as soon as you showed up. The old family cabin that was moved here that actually was the homestead for Toxie's great-grandparents. And so it's part of the camp here.
My dad's, he's 85, fixing to be 86. And he loves visiting with people. But he knew Dale was coming, John Paul was coming. We had people from the company out here, and he came out here and got a visit, and that was really special for me. He just lives his life giving back to everyone else. And he's been a conservationist and a great woodsman all his life. Really blessed that he was my dad.
Nobody cares more about conservation and about leaving the ground better than you found it than the Hayes family. They literally spend more time than anybody on their own place so that people can enjoy the hunting here for generations to come.
We were going to head out and hunt some flooded timber that the Hayes boys had spoken very highly of. I think it was one of their favorite holes.
There we go. Those work perfect. We're starting the morning off on the right foot. We had a beautiful sunrise, and ducks are starting to work us. That one wanted in.
Just the experience of seeing the world come alive, that's what really makes it special for me to go duck hunting.
Never fails. Everybody shoots at the same bird.
Well, it's been fun this morning getting to come to Toxie's place.
I know, it's been a great time. It's a pretty morning. Had a good bit of birds flying.
Yeah, there were a lot of birds early. They didn't all want to work, but
Yeah.
getting to stand in the trees and hang out with Toxie and his family and
Yeah.
you and Dale, it's been a fun morning.
It has been fun. Thanks so much for coming and joining us.
Yeah, thanks for letting me.
When I'm duck hunting, I'm with other people. I'm sharing it. And I always remember to say thank you for sharing your sunrise with me, because it is special to be out there with like-minded people who want to do great things for the resource.
Today we're going to make duck empanadas. First we're going to start by cooking our duck. So I'm going to put a little olive oil into a skillet, and I have my duck breast, which I've already cut into small cubes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add that to my pan, and I'm going to pull the meat out and set it aside. And to my pan I'm going to add some diced carrots. These are onions, a yellow onion, and a red bell pepper. If you don't have a red bell pepper, you could use a green bell pepper. And a little bit of garlic. It's about 2 garlic cloves that are minced. Stir this all around, and I'm going to turn the heat down to medium. So now that my vegetables are soft, I'm going to add the duck meat back to the pan. I have some smoked sweet paprika, and the smokiness really adds an interesting flavor to this filling. And then some dried thyme. And now I'm going to build my empanadas. And I'm going to take a cookie cutter. This one's about 4 inches. And I'm going to cut out my empanadas. So I've made an egg wash, which just means I've taken an egg and I've beaten it with just a little bit, about a tablespoon of water. And I'm going to brush that around the edges of my dough. And I'm going to take about a tablespoon of filling. You don't want to overfill it though, because you want it to be able to close and you don't want it to leak. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold it over and I'm going to press it down. I'm going to take that same egg wash that I used as the glue and I'm going to brush it over the top. Our empanadas are golden brown and warm and delicious. They cooked about 25 minutes to get this point. And what's great about these, they can be served warm or you can serve them at room temperature. For this recipe and more just like it, visit ducks.org.
Author Jennifer Chandler's latest book is the Southern Pantry Cookbook. For more information and recipes, visit cookwithjennifer.com. DUTV is powered by Biologic, scientifically proven wildlife products. Buck Gardner Calls, Champion of Champions, Native Nurseries, hand-selected hand-grown plants for wildlife, with closed captioning provided by Honeybreak Lodge. World-class accommodations and wing shooting on the Louisiana Bayou.
I just got a letter from a duck hunter in New Zealand just like a couple days ago about stretching out your pattern by swinging the gun fast. If you keep the gun moving, people think it elongates that pattern, makes it easier to hit, gives you the length of that full benefit of your shot string because you're stretching it out from the bird. The truth of it is, your shot comes out of the muzzle, it's in the shot cup, it comes out in one piece, and it doesn't even start to spread out until it encounters that air resistance and then starts to open up into a pattern. How fast you move the gun doesn't make any difference because it's coming out in one piece. What I can show you is the difference on the water here between a pattern I shoot stationary, aiming at the water, and one where I swing as fast as I can. We'll see if I can sling a pattern. All right, now this one's gonna be as fast as I can, and we'll see if it looks any different. It looks exactly the same. There's no stretching out. The same pattern no matter how fast or how slow I move the gun. There you go. There's a myth busted.
Duck Gun is presented by Mossberg Firearms. Built rugged, proudly American.
Tried a different spot. We hunted a blind. It was Mr. Dale and Neil and I. Again, and it was kind of a slow afternoon, but it was a beautiful day. We watched a bunch of birds work. It was an honor to just share a blind with both of those guys and catch up and get to know each other.
So day 2, bummer. I looked at the forecast and it said 4 a.m., 100% chance of rain, all the way through 2 o'clock. Now, one thing I am going to do though is to show Dale Sanctuary, the impoundment that we created here that helps glue all this together, and talk about what we've done because it's a pretty neat story.
Yeah, when you ride around with Toxie and you're looking at the property here at Mossy Oak, it's obvious that it's been well thought out. He has moist soil management going on. He has agricultural food plots set up, all to give back to the resource. And that benefits everything. And a lot of people don't understand how many species really benefit from that. Toxie and his crew here at Mossy Oak have done a phenomenal job of thinking it through and planning it out.
The Mossy Oak Ducks Unlimited relationship has been going on a long time, but the growth of our company, the position of DU, all the conservation brands and all that we have going on today, it was just the perfect timing for us to really come together and make the ultimate commitment to help people understand jointly the gift of that outdoor lifestyle, of that conservation lifestyle, living out there with the land and the critters and doing the work to make it better, to make sure it's better for our kids and the people after them.
Mossy Oak is made to order to be a partner with Ducks Unlimited. It's a corporation that touches people and helps us get them engaged in conservation.
These days, the primary passion of Toxie Hayes, call it an obsession,
is in the perpetuation and the restoration of healthy habitats for wildlife. That commitment is illustrated in this visionary's Mossy Oak Properties, the category's first recreational land company, and Native Nurseries, another original idea from Mr. Mossy Oak. Special thanks to the Hayes and Bill Sugg for such memorable outings.
Don't forget to visit Ducks Unlimited at ducks.org. Thanks for watching and see you right here again next time on DUTV.